Welcome to Nerd Happening with your host, Arthur Clark, and his guest, Levi Cranston. Today, we will be discussing the future direction of the MCU and how the shows will intertwine with the movies. And now, Arthur.
Thanks, that was great. How long were you practicing that?
I just came up with it the other day.
You like writing it down?
Nope.
No?
Just off the top of the head.
All right.
That's how I do everything, man.
Yeah, me too. Pretty much, for the most part.
So, on the way over here, future direction of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I had what I think is a kind of crazy idea, but I think it's going to happen. So, Falcon and Winter Soldier show, right? Mm-hmm. The Falcon, what time would that show exist in, right? Like, would it be before Endgame?
Probably be after. I'd assume it's. I think
after.
I think all of them are going to be after Endgame.
Then it can't be the current Falcon, because he is now Captain America.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's him. It's his actor in it.
He's made appearances on the set and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think there might be a passing of the torch, right?
Yeah, let's see what's up.
And I think that's going to be one of the big reveals in the first season. Is that we have a new Falcon, because that happened in the comics.
Yeah, he went,
When
but
he
for a
became
little
the Captain
bit.
America, somebody else became Falcon in the comics.
Yeah, that's true.
And I say that because of Yondu. Okay? In the promotional stuff going up to Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Yondu was making appearances and had gone to the Infinity War set in full makeup. So nobody thought that he died in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Spoiler.
It's been out long enough.
I know.
I know.
People
I
give
understand.
spoilers for 15-year-old movies. I mean,
That's true.
so why wouldn't they do something similar with Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I think as the big draw would be,
That's
that'd be
why.
him. But he says he's in 6 episodes. Anthony Mackie.
So the first six episodes, right, are between. Well, no, because one of them Falcon got snapped, didn't he?
No, he's back.
No. He got in Infinity War. He was snapped. He was dusted.
Yeah.
Right. And so was Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it can't be between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, it's got to be after.
Can it be before Endgame? No, because he's in Wakanda. Winter Soldier's in Wakanda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's part of Civil War and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They were locked up. Where's that cat at?
Maybe it's pre-Civil War.
I don't think so. I think, like, with
No, 'cause they
WandaVision,
had to
everything's going to
catch
be
him.
after.
Because they had to catch up to Bucky during Civil War.
Yeah, because he was on the run.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be afterwards. Just like
It
WandaVision's
just
afterwards.
it doesn't mesh. He's the new Captain America. That was the whole point of the end of Endgame, was to pass the torch.
Maybe it'll be, maybe this will just be a mini-series of him, like, maybe saying, oh, maybe I shouldn't be. And this will be him kind of discovering it, him with Bucky, and Bucky say, hey, I was with Cap, and
Well,
you're the right guy for the mantle.
Right, maybe to give him some confidence to
Yeah.
become captain.
'Cause
Maybe.
Who would be better than Bucky?
Yeah.
The man
true,
who,
to
fought
judge.
in World War II with him.
Right. Well, in the comics, there for a little bit before Falcon passed the torch, he was Falcon with the shield.
Maybe they'll do that.
And maybe they'll do that. But by the end of the season, he's no longer Falcon. He is Captain America. Somebody else steps in by the end of the season. And that's the big draw. And that's the big twist in Falcon Winter Soldier.
Could be. Fred, can you grab that from him? Whatever he's got. That's annoying. There we go. All right.
Yep.
Cat was playing with some plastic. He's supposed to be the good cat.
So I think we get a new Falcon.
Maybe. Or maybe he'll just be, like, maybe he'll be the new Captain America, but he'll say,
Right.
I just want to be Falcon. I want to be called Falcon. Or codename Captain America.
So you think that maybe he passes Captain America, the shield, along?
No, I think he keeps it. But maybe he just says, this was my friend's mantle. I'm going to keep the shield, but I'm going to paint an F on it or something.
No. Nope.
No?
Nope. I don't think you can get away from Captain America.
No, maybe not
I
that.
think you have to keep Captain America. Speaking of Captain America and the end of Endgame, do you believe that Captain Steve told Bucky about his plan to stay with Peggy? Because and I say this because at the end of the movie, Bucky is the one who tells Sam, "Hey, who's that?" and points him out. And there's like a millisecond, like a second long knowing glance between Bucky and Steve as Steve's getting ready to go. And Bucky doesn't seem like he's not expecting Cap to come out. Like everybody else is freaking out about where Steve is, and Bucky isn't really responding in the correct way.
Could be that. Or it could be because, he's emotionally stunted.
I think they're such good friends.
It could
that
be.
He
I could see him telling
Bucky,
him, yeah.
This is my plan.
It's not surprising that would happen. I'm not sure if that was...
It's a little detailed.
yeah.
I think...
Maybe not something explicit, but just something you have to pick up on.
And I think that's part of what we learn in Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Yeah.
Is, hey, Steve and I talked about this before he left.
That'd be good to leave that.
Agreed on it. We think it's a good idea. You need to pick up the mantle.
Yeah. And he'll probably say something like, well, you're a super soldier too, blah, blah, blah. And he'll say, I've done bad things. You got the heart of gold.
Right.
Like
I
Cap did.
have the past. Yeah, because of my past, I can't. But do you think if he becomes Captain America, does he get the super soldier formula?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think that they get some from
Maybe
General
not
Ross?
Maybe not first, at least. Well, they don't really have this. Well, I guess maybe... I don't know.
Because Sam, in the comics, Sam doesn't have the super soldier suit.
Yeah, no. I know that. I had... He had a short run, but I have all the Falcon comics that were after that. And it was him becoming Falcon again.
Right.
I don't think he'll have the super
I
soldier.
think by the end, we have a new Captain America.
I think he'll just integrate the shield as part of his arsenal. I don't know if that's yours or mine. It's one of them. Oh, whatever. I need to get new cords.
I don't know. I moved it and it went away.
I think part of the allure of him is he has the wings and has the tech, essentially. That's kind of his, he's really into that stuff.
Right.
I think he'll just integrate the shield and be the flying Captain America to kind of compensate for not having a super soldier serum.
Okay, so...
And I think they'll leave that open for an option to bring Captain America back.
I don't think I don't think Steve comes back.
Or maybe
How do
they'll
you
have
take
a
Chris?
maybe they'll do like he's going in the past and he meets up with him.
I don't know.
Just for like a minute.
What do you mean?
Like if there was some sort of time travel thing. And maybe an Avengers movie, because time travel's big in Marvel.
Well, you've heard of who the new bad guy is supposedly.
I've heard rumors it would be Galactus.
Kang the Conqueror.
Really?
It's the one that Disney has released or Marvel has released.
Well, yeah, he's all time travel, so that makes sense.
Right.
Maybe they'll go back and maybe get some cameos from older actors.
Or it could just be like Kang shows up for 10 minutes and then poofs into a different part of the timeline and we get Galactus.
Could be. It might be a good misdirect.
Yeah, there's a lot right now where it's.
I have a theory about WandaVision too for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I think WandaVision's going to be all about, what it looks like. Her going crazy, losing her mind with powers and all that. And I think maybe my prediction would be at the end of it, she's like going nuts, just going ape shit. And they have to have, some of the heroes come in and subdue her, but she's,
Right.
really powerful.
Right.
And they're like, oh, well, we brought in a ringer that can maybe take her down
Okay.
mentally. And then Wheelchair rolls up as
Oh, you
Professor
think
X, and he's like, I can hack into her mind. And that's how
Not a
they...
bad idea. I
Yeah.
think that's how in the comics, before Disassembled, when Wanda created
Yeah.
her
Yeah,
kids
they were
the
using
first
him to
time.
kind of keep her down. Him
Right.
and Magneto were kind of looking after her.
Right.
And Doctor Strange.
Right. Do you think Magneto that Magneto is actually, we find out that Magneto is actually her father?
It could be.
You think so?
Maybe he might roll up with Charles and be like, that's my daughter. You need to help her,
She was staying with relatives
Yeah.
because of everything that's going on. I didn't know if they were mutants. I let her stay with my sister or my cousin or
Yeah, they might
That
say
could
something
be.
like, she doesn't have the power of the Infinity thing, but maybe it jolted her mutant abilities.
maybe. So I think, because my question is with the series style shows, right? The two that they have picked are not long term,
No.
right? They're not something like Family Guy. They can just go on forever.
Yeah.
What if is, but the two that they have picked have had very short comic runs, very precise stories and storylines, and didn't, kind of set up some stuff for later, but nothing. I agree that the two storylines they've chosen are too long for a movie.
Yeah, of course.
So I think the series is the way to go with it. It just doesn't seem like it'll be more than 1 or 2 seasons.
I think
the
it'll
most.
be a soft setup for movies. And they'll have the movies where if you watch the movie, you'll know more,
Right.
but you don't necessarily need to see it.
So the reason I think this is, what was the name of the series where she created her kids? Because it was a specific storyline.
I can't remember. I just know Doctor Strange was helping her.
Well,
With
because
the
at
magic.
the end, nice.
Yeah, it's hooked in via this. I'm just going to take that out so it doesn't.
Well, because at the end of that, she goes off to train with Doctor Strange. And we know in the second Doctor Strange movie, him and Wanda are going to be involved in the movie. Right? I've heard some theories about how Wanda's secretly the big bad guy. I don't think so. I think that Wanda makes maybe a brief appearance at the end. I don't think she's going to be an integral part of the storyline. I think we get like Dr. Voodoo or some of the other magic users, sorcerers.
Yeah.
Like we find out that there's more than one sorcerer supreme
Maybe per planet.
per planet or per dimension.
Yeah.
I think we're going in a dimension, not time.
Multiverse kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that would make sense. Or an alternate Doctor Strange.
Well, that's what the Doctor Strange movie is named.
Yeah, the Madness Multiverse or something like that.
Multiverse of Madness.
That's
I
what
think.
it was. Yeah.
And
See if it just kind of happened to. Oh, whatever.
I think the Loki one is going to be super interesting. I think Loki is a good multi season. I think like I can see Loki turning into something like The Simpsons or
Because they don't have what's his name gonna be Loki, right? I can think of that.
it's the same guy,
Is it gonna be him?
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, he is. 6 episodes. So these must be just real. Owen Wilson's gonna be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, I mean, who plays who, right?
Yeah, they don't have him. Set
Sophie
yet.
plays Enchantress, right? The first one there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she's not listed for anything.
6 episodes.
Well, we're on IMDb.
Right. I mean, you're on the
Or
Loki
DB.
one, right?
Yeah, this is Loki.
So each one of these people are in all 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming it's going to be 6 to 12 episode series.
Probably, yeah.
For the first season, probably 6 episodes, so that if they don't work out, they can cut it
Mm-hmm.
and not spend a bunch of money on it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have her listed as a character, though.
Right. Well, who else could she be? She looks, just from looking at that little picture, she looks kind of like Enchantress.
Yeah, she could.
Loki and Enchantress in the comics are perpetually tied together.
Yeah. Marvel
So-
Enchantress, not DC. It's garbage Enchantress.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going down the DC path. I have lots of things to say about that, but not
too.
tonight.
Me too.
So who does Richard E. Grant play?
I don't. I'm wondering who Owen Wilson plays.
I don't know who he would play in the Thor universe.
Unless he's gonna be, maybe he's gonna be a comic relief, and he's gonna be a regular man, and be kind of
Maybe.
Loki's ground.
Maybe Owen Wilson is a weak Thor from a different dimension,
Well, that'd be cool.
right? Where he's a Thor that, like, he can summon lightning,
Mm-hmm.
but that's about it. Or from a dimension in which Thor and Loki are switched, where Loki is the good son and Thor is the
Trickster, bad guy.
troublemaker,
Yeah.
trickster. I mean, the dimension thing.
The blonde would lend him to be Thor.
When are you going to watch Rick and Morty?
There's so much of it.
No, there's not. There's 4 seasons. I
Oh,
have
really?
them all.
I thought it was more than that. That's on Hulu.
4
so.
seasons. The first 3 seasons are on Hulu. The 4th season I have on YouTube. I had to buy it,
Oh, okay.
but it was worth every penny. 4 seasons, 10 episodes a season.
Mm-hmm.
Not that much to get through.
I thought there was more than that.
Half an hour, 24-minute long episode.
Okay. I thought there was like 26, like a regular season. Like
It just
you know.
started. Well, watch them and then we'll do the Rick and Morty podcast. We're
All right.
doing. we go down way too many roads.
Yeah, we do.
I'm really wondering who. What is it? Guju?
Gugu? Guju?
Who's,
I have no
who
idea.
does she
I don't know how to
play?
pronounce it. I don't know. I feel
And
like
Richard E. I wonder if Sophie is Enchantress, Tom is Loki,
of course.
and the other 3 are different Lokis from different dimensions.
I think
Jiju lady there
Mm-hmm.
could be the female Loki. Richard could be old Loki in
That'd
his
be
old
cool.
age. Because there is that comic series
yeah.
where Loki runs into his younger and his older self.
Yeah, Thor kind of had that with the God Butcher.
Yep. Yeah, right around the same time as God Butcher also. I think
Mm-hmm.
it was like run next to God Butcher, I think.
That would make sense.
So maybe we get the setup for God Butcher.
That'd be cool.
Thor is in space. God Butcher takes place in space. God Butcher is from the outer realms of space.
Yeah, yeah.
He is a cosmic entity. Not as in
Kind of.
cosmically powered, but cosmic as in he's from the cosmos.
Yeah. I was about to say he has that symbiote sword, the necro sword,
And
I think
that
it's called.
sets up Venom. That sets up I can never pronounce his name. Null.
Yeah, just Null.
Krull.
Just Null. As far as I know, it's just Null.
I always want to pronounce the K in that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know why we have silent
K's.
silent K's or silent anything.
Tune in to the
Grammar podcast.
Grammar podcast next week.
Yeah.
We're bringing in an official grammar Nazi, and we're gonna talk with them.
We need an English major.
It even has the uniform and everything.
I don't know about that, but
It's Z's, not
A Z's.
not lightning bolts. It's Z's.
yeah. I don't think that'll hold up in
Not
court.
in this climate.
No.
In this politically charged climate.
Not at all. My prediction is Sophie could probably be Enchantress, and they'll either be other Asgardians, or the other three could just be regular people that Loki runs into, and he that'll be like his main crew.
Well, that's what it looks like the other ones are, right? So we have Tom Hiddleston as Loki, only one that's really given as a major character. Then we have Mail Shopper, Minuteman, Young
Sylvia,
Minuteman, Office Employee, Airline Passenger.
Well, those are just
one episode, right?
Yeah, they're just
So
background characters.
first episode, Loki's on a plane for whatever reason, right? Trying to get away from, maybe with the Tesseract, right?
Yeah,
Because he escaped at the end of Endgame,
yeah,
right? On a plane trying to get away from New York. Like, he gets out of the building, but he can't go far for whatever reason.
yeah. Maybe he doesn't have the
He can't.
ability to leave for some reason.
Like,
yeah,
like his little into the cloud of whatever smoke only transports him a mile.
yeah. It could have been like, oh, this is impromptu. I wildly did it, and I
Yep.
popped out somewhere.
Yep. So he ends up at JFK on a plane with the Tesseract, right? Flying in the plane. What the Tesseract held the Space Stone, correct?
Yeah.
Because the scepter was the Mind Stone.
Yep.
So on the plane with the Tesseract, maybe he drops it or something. Boom. 3 other Lokis pop up.
Well,
Now
they
we
move through
have-
space, not reality or time, though.
Well, it's a space, so different dimensions could be space. That's kind of a vague
guess.
thing, right?
Maybe, yeah.
And now we have multi-dimensions set up.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Maybe if he had the reality stone. But Infinity
'cause
Stones can't affect other
matter.
dimensions, though. They lose their
We
power
do-
outside of other
In
dimensions.
all fairness, we do not know what the abilities of the cinematic universe Infinity Stones are.
True, but it
So
is part
take-
of
take-
the universe canon.
Right. Well,
that
take
doesn't work like
Hela,
that.
for example.
Yeah.
Right? Hela in Ragnarok was not
No, she
Hela.
was not. Not at all.
not comic Hela,
No.
right? She's like a mismatch of
A couple
multiple characters, right? Because in the comics, Hela is actually Loki's daughter, not his sister.
Yeah. And in Norse mythology, too.
Yes. And the wolf is
One of his
Loi's
kids, yeah.
also.
Fenrir.
I can't.
And so is
We're talking heavy pronunciation of words after a long day at work. Yeah.
and the Midgard serpent is his son in Norse mythology.
Yep. So, we don't know what the Infinity Stones are a mismatch of.
I think because every other canon, and this is considered a universe, I think it follows that canon, where it can't.
Okay, so how do we get multiverse then? The Infinity Stones are a simple way to do it.
I think through Wanda's magic. I think she's gonna go nuclear, and her and Doctor Strange are gonna do something on accident, and it's gonna rip a portal
Maybe
forcefully.
it happens at the same time. Maybe a couple of things happen that cause a dimensional tear, right? Maybe Wanda and Strange are fighting some demon at the same time that Loki drops the Space Stone. at the same time that
Oh, and just like an
Kang
energy
the
transfer
Conqueror
happens.
comes back,
Yeah.
right? So we have multiple large things happening at once that force a tear.
Yeah, it's like an imbalance in the
Right.
universe. It's too much power.
Right.
That could make sense.
So, I mean, I think, and then that gives us Reed.
See, I was just thinking about that.
That gives us Reed Richard. Tony Stark's brings Reed Richard in to try to help close this tear.
It could be. Or one thing I was thinking about right when we were saying this, I was thinking about the Fantastic Four, that all that shit could be going on, and then like a random dude pops up, and he's like, "This is my fault. Let me fix this." He runs, and a giant orange guy runs by, and you're like, "What?"
Right.
He's like, "I caused this. My bad."
Right. End of credit or after credit scene.
Yeah.
Right. I think the end of credit scene is Tony Stark brings Reed in to look at the tear and go, well, what are we going to do about this?
Yeah, maybe it's an experiment he did.
And Reed goes something along the lines of, oh, me and my family will take care of it. We've taken care of stuff like this before.
Yeah.
Black screen. As we pan behind him and see the other three walk in.
Could be.
Right?
Or you say, "Yeah, the council and I came up with this on accident. I'm going to take care of it."
Right. Something. Right? I think that's how they get. I think the Fantastic Four get introduced in a end credit scene.
Probably, yeah.
Because that's how that's. Have you heard about Black Widow yet?
Oh.
About any of the end credit scenes in Black Widow?
I haven't really heard much about the movie since it's been delayed.
It's kind of a big deal, the end credit scene. So, probably save that for later. But
For the Black Widow podcast.
General Ross
I wonder if he's going to go Red Hulk.
Gets his hands on some stuff that takes us down a path that might lead to Thunderbolts.
That'd be cool.
So
They'll probably have that with She-Hulk.
yeah, I mean,
That'll probably cross over to that.
We've got Hawkeye, which is
His daughter.
his daughter, right? We've got She-Hulk, Miss Marvel,
And that's Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, right? That's like half the Defenders right there,
Yeah.
right? So I don't see why not.
Maybe they're learning from their Netflix debacle of keep the shows part of the series.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, not only Netflix, but also Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Yeah.
Agent Carter.
That was kind of canon.
Those are canon
Yeah.
because Disney produced them. Marvel produced them.
Yeah.
The Netflix shows are not, which I'm pretty upset about.
I know.
I want Daredevil.
That'd be awesome.
I don't care about the rest of them,
Punisher. I love
but
Punisher.
that Daredevil,
He's the best.
he was the best one I've seen.
Definitely. Better than
And
Ben
what's
Affleck.
his name as Punisher was
John Bernthal?
a really good casting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And maybe they come in. Maybe the dimensional tear
Yeah.
makes it so they're part of the universe.
If they did, one thing that would be really awesome if they could do is like it'd be the highest budget movie ever of like a dimensional crossover where you just see the Netflix Avengers come in. You see Thomas Jane Punisher come in. You see Tobey Maguire, everybody from every.
Well, there's talks about that in the Spider-Man.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
With the next live-action Spider-Man movie is going to have something to do with Spider-Verse.
See, I could see that with that would be a good. I think like that would be a good character development moment because he's relied so much on Tony. I know he kind of got that in Far Away From Home, but if he still was having doubts and Tobey Maguire was a Spider-Man, an older Spider-Man, he could just come in and be like, "Hey,
Yeah. Andrew Garfield just
Yeah.
tweeted something about being asked to come back as his Spider-Man.
that'd be great." Like he could
So-
be something like, "Oh, I know how you feel," and an older
So-
Spider-Man's like, "Hey, I did this on my own. You can too."
So the reason I say this, at least, is because of Rick and Morty. Okay? So something that Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland have put out about Rick and Morty is everything is canon. Okay?
Okay.
So if you see a Rick and Morty's ad for Wendy's breakfast, have you seen that one?
No.
Okay. That's canon. That's actually part of the Rick and Morty universe.
That's awesome.
If you've seen any of the shorts that they've released.
Now, I've never really watched any Rick and
I'm
Morty.
just saying in general.
I've seen
right?
first like 2 episodes.
Right now, or for the past couple of years, whenever there's been an Adult Swim festival or event, they have a Rick and Morty wiener mobile that goes to the event, right? That vehicle is canon to the show. They have Rick and Morty, Pocket Morty's game for your phone. That's canon. I mean, anything that has Rick and Morty's name on it
It's canon in the
officially
actual universe.
is canon in the universe.
That's crazy.
And it's because of infinite dimensions. So because there's infinite dimensions, everything that can happen has happened and will happen.
That makes sense for
Right.
for the Marvel universe then.
And that's one of the things that makes the show interesting. Is our Rick and Morty, the original Rick and Morty are Universe C-137, Rick and Morty. You never know which Rick and Morty we're following through the episode.
Really?
Yep. So there's already been episodes that we aren't following our Rick and Morty. We're following a different one, and it's been confirmed by the creators that, oh yeah, hey, you guys figured it out. That is not the right Rick and Morty. You're absolutely right. So it keeps you
guessing.
guessing.
That's good for if you want to just do a one shot. Maybe you just want to like, oh, Rick died. Well, that wasn't real Rick.
Well, it's good because you're painting yourself into a corner,
Now you have
but
an out.
not really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can paint yourself into an episode where there isn't an out. And then, oh, well, that universe blinked out of his existence. Now we're back to this one.
Don't care about that.
Yep. So, and I think that's the direction that Marvel's going to kind of go in. Or Disney. Where, because it's a multiverse, everything is canon.
That'd be
Instead
cool.
of going the other way, like they did with Star Wars, where, oh, this is a new thing. Nothing's canon anymore.
They kind of had to do that. I mean, as far as if they wanted to make new
Right.
stuff that had new characters, they would have to do that.
Right, but this way, everybody. So if you, for example, you and I enjoyed the Netflix Daredevil series, now Disney can say that you
Alternate
don't
universe.
have to stop liking it. I think it's a fantastic idea.
That'd be great. I would really wish that was just part of the regular movies.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That'd be
I
great.
agree. But because it's canon, it might be. It might make it in later.
That'd be great.
You don't know how those contracts are worked out. Like Netflix might just own, like Disney might get rights back to Daredevil in X amount of years because Netflix hasn't done anything with it. But Netflix can't do anything with it because Disney won't let them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's hope so.
I hope so.
I met Charlie Cox too, Daredevil.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He's
That's
British.
awesome.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a kid there who was staring at him and he was speaking with the accent and he's like, are you just confused about my accent? And he was just like, I don't get this.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, he was cool.
I really like it.
He was
I
really,
bet. Oh, yeah.
Because
First big thing that he's done.
Oh, yeah. But I've met a few people. They're like assholes.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to meet the Jessica Jones chick.
I don't know. I never watched Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
Because it was the first one out. And it was like,
Was
oh.
it the first one out?
Yeah, it was the first
Okay.
Netflix series. Because she actually got 2 seasons. Everybody else only got 1.
No, Luke Cage got 2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Everybody got 2.
Did they? No.
Well, no.
Iron Fist didn't. Defenders didn't. Punisher didn't.
Punisher got 2 seasons.
Did they? Maybe Jessica
maybe I'm
got
thinking.
3.
Maybe let's look it up real quick.
I don't know. I do remember that Jessica Jones was the first one. So we pretty much determined that WandaVision is her warping reality to have children with Vision.
Yeah.
So did she bring Vision back to life in her reality? Do you think that's what happens?
Well, like in the
Or is it in the instant before Thanos rips the stone out of his head, she takes that moment and expands it like Zoom did in the Flashpoint.
Yeah, because he had the bullet in his head, and he's
yep.
like, "Oh, I'm just stretching my time out."
Right.
I think she does it like in House of M, where that's not the right thing either.
That is not Jessica Jones.
No, I mean it's Jessica Jones, but it's not the series.
Jessica Jones.
I think it's gonna be just like in House of M, where it's all everything's a facsimile. Like remember when Hawkeye in it? They're like, "You're dead. You're supposed to be dead," and they open up his mind. He's like, "I'm not real." What the hell? I think it's gonna be like that, where that's just a magical construct.
That's what I'm saying, though. Is that when does that construct take place?
I think it's afterwards. I think after Endgame, she starts to lose it.
I think it's before.
Think so?
Because, okay, so when you deal with trauma, right, you have to process that trauma,
Yeah.
right? And in Endgame, she was way too in control of herself for having just lost Vision in her timeline. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she was blinked out when she
was
snapped
dusted.
away. Yeah.
Right? So I think that it takes place during the dusting. Like
like
wherever they were.
Maybe her
she constructed that reality for herself there.
maybe it's just like her essence was still super powerful, and she collected
Like
a
she
few
was
people.
able to, because her reality powers are so powerful, and she doesn't know how they work yet, right? That Thanos dusted her, right? But didn't dust her. Like she was able to warp that reality right before it was finalized.
Yeah, she just subconsciously did it as a self-preservation.
Exactly, and made a little cocoon for herself.
Yeah, pocket universe.
Pocket universe where WandaVision takes place.
It could be.
And Doctor Strange has to come in the multiverse of madness. Doctor Strange runs into that pocket universe and brings her out of it.
Doesn't that take place after Endgame or no?
I don't know. It could be a similar thing with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange might have known what was going to happen, because obviously he knew what he would have to do to get to that one win.
Maybe when he was doing his little seizure yoga thing here, maybe he that's when he ran into her. He just did it fast. You didn't know, but it was him searching for years.
Yep. Because he went through, 14 million permutations?
Yeah.
Right? So he knew what he had to do to get that one chance. Right?
Yeah.
So, gives up the stone, makes Thanos think that he's dusted, really in it someplace else, maybe makes another time watch thing, something. I mean, have you read much of the Doctor Strange books?
Not really, no.
Oh, man, there's some good ones. There are. But it gets weird. I mean, you think the cosmos are weird, you think the Eternals are weird. Nothing on Marvel's magic.
No, I think
DC's magic is child's play compared to what Marvel does with their magic.
they're not really big on magic.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, that's because, so in DC, right, magic is essentially just science we don't understand yet. Right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what.
Is it?
Read Doomsday Clock. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, okay.
It's canonized that that's what magic is.
Gotcha.
Dr. Manhattan is able to turn Constantine's magic off.
Okay.
Okay? Like that level.
I kind of wish that wasn't true. I like magic being mystical. You don't
So-
understand it.
In Marvel, that's exactly what magic is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can do it, but nobody really knows how it works. Like, Reed Richards has looked at it. Tony has looked at it. All of them have looked at it. The Illuminati has looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
The makers have looked at it. Nobody really knows how
It just does.
magic works. It just does. And Doctor Strange is probably the one who knows the most about what magic is.
He's an accumulation of all the Sorcerer Supreme. He probably just looking through books and,
Yep.
oh, I pieced it
Well-
from here, pieced it from there.
So, for example, there's a series I just read, a Doctor Strange series I just read, in which they went into his diet. Doctor Strange has to eat, because there's consequences to your magic, right?
Yeah.
So if you save somebody, right, you pay for that death that was supposed to happen,
Yeah.
right? And because he's the Sorcerer Supreme, he has paid for
A lot.
all kinds of crazy stuff. So he has to eat like bowls full of tentacles, special eggs from some weird dimension, like just the craziest stuff. And the helper guy, Wong, prepares it for him, right? And he has a normie with him when he has to eat, right? He was like, look, it's been 40 days since I've eaten. I'm starving. I have to eat. She's like, well, I could go for something too. And Wong's like, you don't want any,
You don't want what he's
any
eating.
of this. And she goes, yeah, sure, and walks over to the fridge to open up the door, and just all this
Ridiculous
stuff starts sticking its stuff out of the fridge door, and she slams it on half of it. And Wong goes into a little bit of detail, and she like is watching Strange eat, and she is that doesn't taste good, does it? And he's like, oh no, oh, it's awful, but
That's weird.
it's what I have to do.
Because he uses magic to save people, right?
Mm-hmm.
For that. It would seem, that's weird. It would be his diet.
So it's basically like potions. Like he's taking potions to keep himself healthy, right? Just because he uses so much exotic magic and stuff.
It kind of degrades him.
Potions that he has to eat and consume are exotic potions. And it's not so much a degradation. It's just you have to pay, the price has to be paid, right? So, say you stop a car accident from happening, right? Using magic, right? You've altered reality, right? That price for reality has to be paid by something or someone, right?
Yeah.
So that death, if a kid was going to get hit, that death has to be paid for. So part of your life force has to go away to create that life or let that life continue.
Yeah. Balance the universe
The
out.
damage has to be taken by something. So you take whatever amount of damage that the people in the car would have taken. If a sign gets run over, that damage has to be accounted for. And it starts to add up over time. Right? And it's, at least according to this series, this is one of the hazards to using magic in the Marvel Universe. Is everything, the cosmos has to be balanced.
That makes sense. Everything has a price.
Right? Everything has a price. The magic users pay that price.
You ever watch, you like anime? You ever watch like Full Metal Alchemist?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've watched that like 4 times. Oh, I love
You ever watch the movie?
Brotherhood or the first one?
The first one.
The first.
The first
No,
series.
no. The first series?
Yeah, the
or
first series, not Brotherhood.
Brotherhood's way better.
No,
But
one
yeah,
thing.
I watched both of them, yes.
It's like that and Outlaw Star had two things with magic that I really liked,
Mm-hmm.
or with alchemy magic basically. Was it was science, but the energy they used to transmute stuff was souls from another universe.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Outlaw Star,
Well, that wasn't Brotherhood. Well,
that was the original series, but I liked
Was
that
it?
they're yeah, because he found out in
oh yeah,
in the
'cause he
movie.
did end up in our universe at
Yeah.
the end.
In the movie, he took over the body of his counterpart basically, and met up with his dad.
Because that's how the series ended.
Mm-hmm.
Was like that because his dad, Hohenheim, was in our universe.
Yeah, well, he was originally in our universe.
Hmm.
He was
and then
originally
he went into theirs and came back, right? In
No.
the original series.
No, he never went over. He went over there after, at the end of the series. He never went over there and came back.
Okay. Well,
He
'cause
just transferred from body to body.
I've watched the 2013, I think it was, series.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched that once
Okay.
because Brotherhood is so much better.
Yeah, it follows the manga and all that after a certain
Well,
point.
not only that, but a lot of I think the homunculi are better set up in Brotherhood. I think that Father is a better bad guy. I think that
I haven't watched it, so
Hohenheim is a better
person.
not person, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Maybe more well established and fleshed out.
That, but he's what's the name of the thing that you need to keep a plot going?
He's a better
Like,
catalyst
you get the thing
of something. Just a
Maltese
MacGuffin.
fag, a MacGuffin.
There you go.
Hohenheim's a better MacGuffin
Okay.
in Brotherhood. And Brotherhood is just, I think, a more like there's not as many open-ended questions about
Okay.
how it works. For example, in Brotherhood, Philosopher's Stones are made from killing people like
Yeah.
you in your universe.
Yeah, that's what
There's not
in
another
the regular
universe
series. No,
you
but
get them from.
the yeah, you make the Philosopher's Stone by sacrificing people, which is what Scar did.
Mm-hmm.
But there was kind of a shortcut to use less people with the red water.
Mm-hmm.
But the energy that it took from to transmute stuff
Mm-hmm.
was from souls from another universe through the gate.
Yeah, that kind of stuff isn't there,
Okay.
right? Philosopher's Stone are just you have to draw an alchemy circle and have people die within that alchemy circle, and they transmute into a Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's still what it was in the
Right.
yeah.
I'm saying the other universe stuff doesn't,
Okay.
right? There's no red water. There's no...
The red water was kind of cool. I like that. As like a booster that had
Yeah,
drawbacks. That was cool.
I like that. In Brotherhood, there's not red water, but there is a way to use a Philosopher's Stone without using a Philosopher's Stone, right? And that's to use your own soul as a Philosopher's Stone,
Yeah.
right?
Kind of like he did at the very end of the original one when he sacrificed himself.
Right. Kind of.
Yeah.
And at the end, it has a better conclusion, I think.
Okay.
A more... I don't know. I just think the second one's better.
Yeah. I'll have to watch it.
Like, the homunculi don't come from
Dead people.
failed
Yeah.
human transmutation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you do human transmutation, you pay a different price,
Okay.
right? The homunculi came from, like, the big bad.
Mm-hmm. I'll watch it later.
Yeah, definitely. It's only, I think it's 26 episodes.
Yeah, it's like half the original.
It's something like that. There's 2 seasons, and I think each season is like 20 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
yeah.
you ever watch Outlaw Star?
No.
They have something called caster guns.
Mm-hmm.
And I never knew really, like when I was younger, I didn't catch it. Caster, magic caster.
Mm-hmm.
And there were certain people who could do magic, but the magic of planets started weakening because everybody kept using it so much. They had to condense it down into shells.
Okay.
And each shell has a number and they do different things.
Okay. That's
And,
a cool idea.
Yeah, like one of them, the number 9 shell was the worst because
Right.
it would take your life force to use it, and it would like shoot like a small black hole
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. But I thought it was
So
kind of a
kinda
cool,
like a Trigun, like what his gun kind of did.
kind of yeah,
His arm.
but it was just tech and magic
Okay.
basically. But yeah, I
I'll
just
have
thought
to
that
watch
was
that.
thinking of magic. That made me think about having to pay a price for magic.
Right. And I think we're going to see that in the MCU. I think there's going to be a definitive price for using magic. That's just too good of an idea to be let go.
Yeah, because he and Doctor Strange, yeah, he said the bill always comes due.
Exactly. Yep.
And I think maybe Wanda loses it, and then whatever she does with her magic.
I think that
Does
Wanda in the MCU is more of a reality warper than a magician. Than more than a sorceress.
Okay, just more of a
You know what I'm
cosmic
saying.
power kind of thing.
More like
Molecule Man, something of that nature. Yeah.
something like that, where it's. I don't think that she's going to be casting, like, she might cast spells that Strange teaches her, right? But I don't think that she's going to have the same. I think she's going to be able to take out Strange if she wanted to.
Okay. I mean, I think
'Cause
comic book
that's
wise, she
too-
could.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause
100%.
It's too good of a reset button,
Yeah.
you know? It's too good to get fantastical ideas into your show. It's too easy to go. Wanda did it.
Yeah.
Franklin Richards did it. What's the guy? Malroy in the comics.
Malroy.
There's a mutant in the comics that is so powerful that Charles Xavier had to convince himself to take himself out of reality.
Okay, I don't know that.
He unwrote himself. from the
Something along
comics.
that lines, though.
Oh, yeah. Crazy. But yeah, I think if they do the multiverse, then you can get the XF stuff in. Or FX series in. Legion. Because they did, I mean, he is Charles in Legion. He's
Charles' son.
Charles' son.
Okay. Does that tie with the regular X-Men movies or no? Or if it's just a different universe altogether?
They flirted with it enough that
It's plausible.
you could make them part of the same universe.
Okay.
But they kept enough ambiguity that
Just in case.
they didn't get in trouble for it.
Okay. Kind of like what the Netflix Avengers did.
Mm-hmm.
They had a few little hints there, here and there.
Netflix Avengers.
Daredevil, all that. That's what I call them, the
okay,
Netflix
okay.
Avengers.
Speaking of Avengers, have you played the new Avengers game yet?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard good things. My question is that, okay, if we're going into the multiverse, right? Can we make the games start to be a part of the universe?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I mean, I guess
If
if
we're
it
going
was...
in a multiverse direction.
Oh, if you want to do multiverse ways,
Right.
yeah, that's fine. I didn't know
Right.
if you meant like affecting the main story. As far as like main continuity.
No, I don't think affecting main continuity, but I do think, oh, hey, the video game continuity is its own universe.
I think that's kind of what they've
And
said before.
Occasionally, we can get people from the movie universe in there to play similar characters and such. So
They could. I feel like it would be just more of a Doctor Strange in the multiverse sees them, or maybe they have a brief cameo.
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
They could do
I
that.
agree.
I don't think they would do it with. I don't think they would do it with the video
I
games.
don't
though.
know. I just think that seems like the logical next step if I were running that Marvel division at Disney. Right? Is okay. We're going with the multiverse, so we're going to try to get everything in
Under
one
the umbrella.
bubble.
Yeah.
And so that way we can start a new type of media monstrosity where you have to play the game if you want to know what's going on in the movie.
I think that's a
You
bad
have to
idea,
see
though.
the movie if you want to know what's going on in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's a bad idea.
Where it's more interactive in that sense.
I think it's a bad idea because not everybody's going to want to play the game.
That's
not
fine.
everybody's going to want to watch the movie.
I think what they have done so far, where it's, if you have watched this, you will understand more of what is going on in the background.
That would be
I think
better.
that's the direction. I think that's what I'm saying is I think that's the direction is so that you involve more inner connectivity, more
like the
customer enthusiasm.
Yeah, like the one I like to cite is the tower in Thor 3. And you see Beta Ray Bill, and I'm like, oh shit, that's Beta Ray Bill.
Yep.
I love Beta Ray Bill.
He's going to be in the movie.
Really?
He's going to be in Thor Love and Thunder.
Really?
Or is it Guardians 3? He's in one of those. I think James Gunn. So I'm thinking Guardians 3.
That'd be sweet. He's such a cool character.
Oh, yeah. I think he's great. I think they run into him.
It'd be
out
cool.
in the universe.
He's the first person to lift Mjolnir other than Thor.
Yep.
And whooped his ass.
And Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a good payoff in that.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
That was, when he just, Avengers, bam, and he says
Yep.
assemble. Everybody's
Yep.
like, yeah.
And then he picks up the hammer. Oh, yeah. Because we all saw that hammer move in Ultron.
Yeah.
We all knew that Steve might be able to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because all you had to do is be worthy.
Yeah.
If Steve's not worthy, I don't know who is.
Well, the thing with being worthy is it's never defined.
Mm-hmm.
It's only, I really think it's just whoever Odin deems worthy at the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I know I've said this before. That's why I think like Wonder Woman could lift it because she's a warrior.
Maybe.
Why
Yeah,
Superman?
yeah.
That's why Superman couldn't because he's not a
Yep.
warrior.
Right. I don't know. But there's something else I was going to go into with the Beta Ray Bill thing.
I wonder if he'll get Stormbreaker then, and they'll bring back Mjolnir because I heard they were going to try to bring back Mjolnir,
Maybe.
and that's how he gets it, and he'll have.
I'm
that.
wondering if he doesn't have a Stormbreaker from a different dimension.
Oh yeah, he could be, or maybe
Right?
it's just
Or Beta Ray Bill is Thor from a different dimension.
they could
And
go that
that's how
route.
the Guardians find out that there's multiple dimensions.
Could be that,
Right?
So everybody in that universe looks like a horse.
Or he just happens to be the one that can lift. Stormbreaker is the one that happens to have the oath on it or whatever.
I don't think Stormbreaker in the movie has it though.
No, it doesn't. Anybody
Yeah.
can lift up Stormbreaker if they're strong enough.
Yeah, you would think he would put that enchantment on, but like, had to be worthy. Nobody can lift
can't.
this but me.
He can't. Only Odin supposedly can do that.
Well, if he die, well, it can't in comic book. If Odin dies, Thor gets the Thor
Right.
force.
Yep. But
Movie wise, who
it hasn't
knows?
happened yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we assume Odin died in Ragnarok. We're never, we never see the funeral.
I mean, he just kind of
Never
dusts
see it.
away.
Just saying.
I mean, he could be like transcending or something.
Right. Or stepping back to see what happens. That kind of thing.
Yeah, because he's kind of like like on the internet, they're always like, if he'd have been alive, if a few other like Hell had been there, then Thanos wouldn't. That he was one of the people keeping
it
them
was
back.
a timing thing. Yeah. Scarlet Joe. Have we talked about the fact that Black Widow might not be dead?
We kind of talked a little bit about it, but not a whole lot.
So
One of the previous
in
podcasts.
the comics, her sister.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that. That was her instead of her.
Right, because
Yeah.
her in the comics, Black Widow's sister takes the mantle of Black Widow for a little bit when it is believed that Black Widow is dead. Right? She steps in and fills in the role of Black Widow to keep the Avengers from finding out that Black Widow is dead. Right? And we find out later that Black Widow was even deeper undercover than her sister and did that to fool whoever. And her sister wears a vest all the time and fights with sticks rather than hand to hand, like in Infinity War, right? So it's possible that the Natasha that we saw die
Wasn't her.
in Endgame was her sister, not her.
That'd be like the biggest, longest con. Biggest subversion. I mean, it could happen.
Right? I think that might be one of the things we find out at the end of Black Widow. Like at the end of the movie, is that her sister has stepped in to take Natasha's role as Black Widow.
Could be. I wonder if that'll be... I wonder if they're going to just release that for streaming.
I cannot believe it hasn't been released to streaming yet.
And just
I
have
thought for sure that was an excellent movie for Disney to try out their streaming service and completely cut the theaters out of their
say
chain.
$20-$30, and it's yours.
Yep, $15.99.
Yeah.
Or for free if you sign up for a year of Disney Plus to get their Disney Plus revenue up.
I think when Mando 2 comes out, season 2 comes out, you'll see a big boost.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people are going to do what they do with Netflix and Hulu, where they just make an account for that one series and then cancel. Oh.
Yeah, true.
Speaking of movies that should probably just come out to streaming instead of going into the theaters. Ant-Man 3.
You think that's going to go to streaming first?
I think it could. I think that would be a good one to do. But I think we get a different Ant-Man by the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp 3. So in the comics, there's multiple Ant-Mans.
Yeah.
Right?
Hank Pym was the original.
Hank Pym was the original, right? But I think there's 3 different ones.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot
One
of
of them
Ant-Mans.
goes by like Black Ant or Red Ant, something like that. And he's low-level crook. Like, our Ant-Man is kind of this guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty much.
But in the comics, this Ant-Man, S.H.I.E.L.D. the entire time in the comics had an Ant-Man outfit. And this guy used it with S.H.I.E.L.D. to do secret operations. S.H.I.E.L.D. collapses at the end of the Hydra thing, right? He takes the suit, becomes the new Ant-Man in the comics. I think something similar could happen.
Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of did collapse in the movies, and they'll just have backtrack say, "Oh yeah, he took the
He was
S.H.I.E.L.D.
already
ran."
there.
Yeah, he took the
Right.
suit. He ran. He hid for a bit. He got dusted.
Yep.
Now he's back.
And now Ant-Man and the Wasp need to go figure out this guy. And at the end of the movie, he's not the protagonist, the antagonist for most of the movie. But at the end of the movie, he becomes a good guy by the end of the movie.
And he replaces him, you think?
I don't know if replaces him or just
Supplements
gives
the
us
Ant-Man family.
gives us the ability to have an Ant-Man show on Disney Plus.
Oh,
We're going to
okay.
follow this Ant-Man, and Paul Rudd is going to stay in the movies Ant-Man.
That would make sense if they wanted to do something like
And
that.
then we can follow him. Then we can have a kind of a
Yeah.
spy, crime TV show, like a heist TV show.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense if they want to have the same superpower set, but with
But with smaller
somebody else.
characters.
Yeah. But and then do a different story with it.
Yep.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And then, so do you think that mutants are Wanda's doing, Thanos is doing with the snap, or happens because of something, whatever it is that causes the dimensional tear, also causes mutants to awaken?
It could be that. It could be something more like how the Terrigen Mist was for Inhumans, or it could be
Because I think you keep the Terrigen Mist for the Inhumans. Because I think you redo the Inhumans later.
yeah, Or it could be like when I said, Professor rolls up to deal with Wanda.
Yep.
And like, are there more like you? He's like, yeah, we've always been here, but I had to erase everyone's memory of us.
I don't know if I like
something.
that.
Or maybe there's just a
I
small
like
number of
something
them.
cosmic. I think I would like it better if something cosmic happened that caused it. That way we can get into more of the cosmic stuff.
Yeah, I guess
because we are getting an Inhumans movie, right? So that means that cosmic entities are
they're a
around.
thing.
Well, the Inhumans,
Eternals and all that are there
the
too.
big thing of the Inhumans is that their job was to protect the Eternal that was on Earth.
Yeah, in the reboot
And
thing.
That Eternal in the Inhumans comics, that Eternal starts to get woken up. And
Celestial, right?
A Celestial,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And that Celestial, there's a massive outpouring of power in the comic, right? That awakens up the other parts of the group, and they get all their memories back, and da-da-da-da-da, right? I think that could be their mutants moment.
Could be, yeah.
When the Celestial starts to awaken. And cause its celestial energy. It awakens mutants and it tears the dimensions.
I could see that if they did that with the Eternals. Or not the Eternals, but the
I'm sorry, the Eternals
Not the
is the
Eternals.
one we're talking about, not Inhumans, Eternals.
Yeah.
The Eternals movie.
I could see them doing that with Inhumans, with something cosmic. I feel like
Inhumans is something else completely.
Yeah.
We're talking Eternals. I'm sorry, the Inhumans was a name of an 80s cartoon that I messed up with Eternals.
It's fine. I wonder if it would be cool the snap when people brought back maybe it messed with them and then certain people got mutations.
Yeah. Yep. That
Because it was Tony doing it without any experience, and he did the best he could.
Didn't get it right. But does that kind of taint Tony's memory?
Or
by
maybe it was
having him
just
mess up?
or maybe it's just a byproduct of being blinked out of existence and blinked back. Maybe that's one of the prices you pay for doing something that big.
Maybe some of them bump into Wanda's bubble
Little pocket
or whatever,
dimension.
or Strange's thing.
Could be.
I don't know.
I still think all that's going to happen after Wanda's just losing her mind, and then they have to bring somebody in to get her down.
Yeah, I just think that that's a really boring way to introduce Charles. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe not necessarily him per se. That was just like something I thought, but I feel like she's going to go ape shit, and they'll have to calm her down.
Does Polaris get brought in?
I don't know.
If we're doing Wanda is Magneto's kid, and Quicksilver is Magneto's kid.
Bring another daughter in.
You know,
Maybe.
You know who Polaris
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Green hair, all that stuff. Because I think that'd be kind of cool. And she was a part of the X-Men for a while. And dated one of the Summer boys.
Yeah. I have I was just...
Is it Alex Summer? Yeah, because it's Scott and Alex.
Yeah.
She dated Alex, Scott's brother, for a while.
Yeah, Havoc, right? Yeah. Because I've got the
pop figure of her.
No. Comics, and it's right after Wanda wipes out mutants and then brings them back. And it's a lot of the kids, and some of them are like cured, and they're like, I'm going home. And some are like the Mercury girl. She's like, why couldn't I be cured? I have to be like this forever now. And she's in it a bit.
Right. I don't know. I think it can go into a whole bunch of directions.
Yeah, it's hard because there's so much that has to be set up. And I mean, it could keep going, and they'll just get new actors to play whoever and phase out the old ones.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I think the kid from 3 becomes Iron Man. I don't think Morgan becomes Iron Man yet.
Maybe not. No, she's too young.
But I think the kid from
From Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3.
Because he was at the funeral.
He was at the funeral for some reason.
Well, he knew Tony. Tony was a
Right.
big part of his life.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a big moment.
Right.
He affected him.
Right.
So that kind of makes sense.
I think Tony
Probably kept in
tries
touch
to
with
do
him.
with him what he did with what he's was working on with Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Maybe he's a villain.
Maybe. Or maybe Peter brings him in. Because in the comics, when Tony died, Peter Parker took over Stark Industries there for a minute. I don't know.
Maybe it'll be, 'cause Spider-Man's such a tragic character, maybe he'll bring him in and be like, hey, we're kind of like brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually he'll betray him and
Maybe.
become corrupt with power, thinking, oh, I'm a poor kid, and this is my one shot to have power.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. I do know one thing, though. Probably about time to end this, huh?
Yeah, a little over an hour.
Yep.
It's getting a little late.
I don't know. There's a lot of interesting directions it could go in.
I know.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's stay tuned.
And wait while we sit here and speculate in my basement.
Yep. Hey, what else is there to do during this time?
That's true. All the good stuff. Like I don't know if you watch Demon Slayer.
Mm-mm.
It's a really good anime.
I've heard it. Yeah, my daughter watches it.
It's really good.
Oh, that's all my kids have done
But
during this is watch anime. So I have like 15 animes to catch up on. I guess Finding Neverland is really good. I got to catch up on that. I got them to watch Grave of the Fireflies, and
Okay.
they all cried because.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you haven't? Mm-mm. Oh.
I've been
Watch
going-
Grave of the Fireflies.
Kim and I have been going through older stuff just to catch her up
It
on
is
stuff.
older stuff.
Like,
Watch Grave of the Fireflies.
how old
with
is
her.
it?
Grave of the Fireflies is like late 80s,
Oh,
early
okay.
90s.
Okay.
It's one of Studio Ghibli's first movies, one of their very first ones.
Oh, it's just a movie? It's not a series?
just a
or-
movie.
Okay, that's good then.
and it's only like, I think 83 or 93 minutes long.
That's pretty good. I like
Yep.
movies that are...
And
That's
it's
better
on-
sometimes.
It's on Netflix.
Okay. I got Crunchyroll too, so...
Yep. I'm just saying, right now it's on Netflix. There is no fantastical stuff in this.
Mm-hmm.
There's no magic. There's no mystical creatures. There's none of that. It
Just-
takes place during World War II,
Oh.
and if
That's
you
different.
can watch the movie without getting emotional, you are a psychopath and should be arrested.
Maybe I don't want to watch it.
I tell you what, you and the wife watch it, and then the three of us talk about it afterwards.
We could. We still got to finish
It
trying it.
is one of the most emotional pieces of art I've ever seen.
What is it called again?
Grave
Gravekeeper.
of the Fireflies.
Grave of Fireflies.
Yeah.
I just put on Yu Yu Hakusho,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "Oh, this is another." She's like, "Oh, this is so good." And I'm like, "It is really good." She's like, "How long is it?" I'm like, 210
Oh, this
episodes, and she's like, "Why?
Why would you do that to me? Yeah.
Why?"
This one is like up there with Schindler's List.
Okay.
Up there with The Little Prince. Up there with Iron Giant.
Okay. That's pretty big. Yeah.
This one, I think Grave of the Fireflies influenced Iron Giant a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, it is.
One of Vin Diesel's best roles.
Oh yeah. Oh, I agree. We'll do an Iron Giant podcast
Eventually.
Yeah. And the comparisons between that and it's one of the best Superman movies ever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. All right. Anyway, time to wrap it up.
Yeah,
This has been Nerd Happening with Arthur Clark and Levi Cranston. Tune in next time for us to discuss whatever it is we'll be discussing next time.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
Bye.